Okay, welcome or hopefully welcome back to Kimbo's Crafts. I'm Kimbo and this is my channel where I go over all things crafts. And if you haven't been joining me before, you might not already know that I have this Eevolution project ongoing and this will be the conclusion. Now, I am posting videos once a week on Wednesdays. I've got quite a few already out there, and so if you're looking back, you can see the other evolutions because this is the last one. And this one is going to be special. So this is Umbreon. I think Umbreon is actually considered one of the, or is the most popular evolution, at least currently. Now, of course, we have to start all these little things, these little videos for these evolutions with a little bit of Pokemon facts about Eevee and her evolutions. So Eevee is the basic Pokemon. I always bring this up. Eevee is just a colorless Pokemon, and she is able to evolve into multiple different ones by all these different elements or energies that are given to her. Now, one of the previous videos, I went over Espeon. Now, if you haven't seen it, I'll have it linked at the end, but Espeon had the actual project had a little bit of a snafu, an unfortunate issue that occurred, so it's worth to go back and look at it. But that Espeon is a psychic Pokemon, and what makes her special is that she evolves from what's called a Sunstone. And she was released because they do these updates to the Pokemon list. Basically, I think they're up to 1,000 at least. So she was released at the same time as Umbreon. Now, Umbreon is her opposite, and so Umbreon is evolving from the Moonstone. So Espeon's the Sunstone, Umbreon's the Moonstone, and because of that, Umbreon is a dark Pokemon, so she's our little gothic Pokemon here. And yeah, there's so many good cards that are out there. I am using the V Pokemon card for her because all of the ones that I've done so far have the Vs for them. So that's just a connecting card for all of them. And I am using foils whenever possible. I think this one is not foiled. I just really love the picture. Now, I will have a link in the description for the artist. It's been the artist the whole time. The artist who did these watercolors, like I said, will be in the description. And these are all slightly different versions of 4x6. Now, because of that, I decided to make my compositions 8x8 so they didn't take up too much room on the wall. I'll have a picture at the end showing all of them together because I'm going to have all of them finally together. And so these are all 8x8 and have all of the same kind of generic cards available. The energy, the Vs, the actual regular evolved Umbreon, and then the Eevee. And then something else before we get started to note is they all also have these exact fit sleeves. Again, the link will be in the description if this is your first time joining this project. And the exact fit sleeves are difficult to use, but fantastic for this purpose, collecting purposes, those sorts of things, because you can't really see them. But if any time I want to kind of demo these pictures, I will be able to get the cards back. So I'm not actually losing any cards in doing it. Okay, and so with that, let's go ahead and clean up the desk space here because we're going to do something a little different than before. Now, here's a box. Now, if you have joined me in the past for this, you'll know that all of the background pages have been done with the same cardstock. It's a pastel with foils. It's been one of those consistent things throughout the project. The problem I have is that there's no really good pastel to go with Umbreon. I couldn't find one that I liked or an option that I liked because I already had white for the Eevee Pokemon, the Eevee picture, right? Because she's colorless. So I couldn't go white for colorless. I needed to go black because she's the dark evolution. So because there was no option, I went ahead and I got just a regular plain. This isn't necessarily cardstock, or if it is, it's not very thick whatsoever, but it'll work for the purpose of putting it in this picture. And so I got a regular 8x8 black page and this box to help me keep from making too much of a mess. And then I went ahead and I went and got some metallic, just regular run-of-the-mill kind of acrylic paint. I got this from Michael's, again, not a sponsor, but constantly mentioned. I haven't used this specific extreme sheen before, but I'm hoping it gives us that foil pop to the picture. And I grabbed 3 different colors because I think I'm going to mix up a few different colors and see where that gets me. Worst case scenario, I can always flip over the page in my opinion, but we'll see where that goes. Now, if you haven't figured it out yet, we're going to add some paint to this page. This is a very handy tool. You know, I might recognize it. It's a toothbrush. You'll see though, it's very dirty. This is my cleaning kind of crafting toothbrush. This is not brush teeth in who knows how long. Definitely important to not ever use it again for that purpose. But if you have a toothbrush, you should always just keep one handy because they're very helpful for cleaning jewelry, cleaning tight to reach spots. And then you can do these kind of fun little projects with it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some paint to the toothbrush and then flick it on the page within this box. And if I do this well, everything stays within the box and I don't have to do too much cleanup and we won't have too many accidents. So I'm going to take my jewelry off. First step. Probably my watch too. Okay, I think I'm actually going to start with silver. I'm going to give it a good shake because when you get a metallic paint, often the glitter and the metallic elements separate. Oh man, that might be too much. Now I'm just trying to get the paint in the brushes and not so much on the top, because if I were just to flick it with all that on top, I'm pretty sure I would just get gobs. And so I want more of a delicate distribution. So now I'm just running my fingers across the bristles, getting pretty close to the page. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and do the gold. Again, I'm going to shake it up. I'm not cleaning the brush in between because I'm not too worried about paint mixing. If the paint mixes, it's not that bad. I'm not really trying to keep them different. I'm also flicking plenty of paint off that it's not really polluting. Now I'm turning the box because I've noticed I'm missing some edges. And I want to get a good even distribution. Now I went with pink because why not? Oh, okay. Clean up on aisle 10. All right, that's a problem for later. I'm not sure you can actually see the difference in the paint colors necessarily, but I know they're there. And also, if you've been following along, you probably have already noticed quite a bit of the page gets covered up. So at one point I had been considering making maybe a moon, painting a moon in the background, but because of how much of the composition takes up the page, it didn't seem like a good use of time. So if I didn't have an Umbreon sticker or something, my embellishment would probably be moon themed, but like I said, Umbreon's pretty popular, so I was able to get a sticker. So there we go. That has a good sheen and speckle to it. I've made my own color in this toothbrush at this point. Maybe I can get a little bit more. All right, so I'm going to let it dry for obvious reasons, and then we'll come back through the magic of editing. It'll be instant for you, and you'll be able to see what the next step is. Thank you. Okay, and we're back. The page has dried. As you can see, it's lovely flecks all over it, and very foily, very metallic-y. And for the finale here, I am bringing back the Elmers tape runner. It has been refilled, and I guess I'm just going to be my faithful companion from here on out. So this is the simple part, run of the mill. We've done it a few times now. It's the composition part. For this, I'm going to put Umbreon in the middle of the layout. I will have, let's see, eevee and the energy on one side, and then Umbreon and this V on this side. And I might skew it a little over to the side to give more room for the V. And then if we got the sticker for the, maybe we'll go like this. Yeah, I think it's going to be like that. All right. All right. Friendly reminder, the tape runner is restickable, or at least once the tape is down, you can move it around as necessary, which is great because I did not lay this out with a ruler or anything to be exact, so I had to kind of shimmy this Umbreon back over once I had once I had the card stuck down. And so, yeah, it's nice that all of these items, all of these cards, art that I've stuck onto this page can be moved, except for this sticker. And of course, we're going to put a sticker on here. Can't miss it. Okay, so that's the Umbreon layout. Stay tuned. In a moment, you'll get to see it framed and then again up on the wall with all the others in its glory. Thank you for joining me. If you haven't seen them already, please go back and give them a look. Give them a watch. The other evolutions, great way to learn about the eevees. And if you didn't already know, there is rumor that there will be another eevee evolution coming out in the near future from the Pokemon Company. Very exciting for eevee and evolution fans. Not so exciting for the fact that I have a perfectly symmetrical layout of these pictures so far, but I will add as necessary. Thank you. Have a good day.